I want to start by thanking all the members, and I mean all of the members who have worked so diligently to produce this product. This is the product we produced with the so-called Gang of Eight, but it turned into a bigger gang than that because more and more people want to work in a bipartisan way in the Senate. And I've said it's alive and well. We just got to exercise it more. We did that. We brought over the bipartisan group or bicameral group of the problem solvers, and they were tremendously instrumental in being involved in this process. And I'm so pleased to have that bicameral work, bipartisan work, and we need more of it, and we're going to basically demand more of it. But with this product right now, as the four corners are working, this is the template they have used. Leader Schumer has said that this is what they have used because the legislative language has already been produced. There might be some tweaks to it, but there's so many people. Let me tell you how it started. My dear friend, Senator Durbin, is here. After the election, we called each other back and forth. A few of us said, something has to be done. Nothing's moving. People are hurting. We heard that all during the election. And they couldn't figure out why we hadn't done anything. I had no good explanation because basically the leaders on both sides of the aisle were locked. And I said, we didn't know how to break it. The only way we could break it is by do something showing that we could come together. We did that. We did that in a way that we had a dinner. Senator Mark Warner from Virginia said, let's have a dinner. Senator Lisa Murkowski says, come to my house. So we go to Lisa Murkowski's house, and there's 8 of us. We had 4 R's and 4 D's, and we grew from there. And there was, on our side, there was Senator Mark Warner, there was Senator Dick Durbin, there was Senator Jeanne Shaheen, and myself. On the Republican side, there was Senator Lisa Murkowski, Senator Susan Collins, there was Senator Bill Cassidy, and Senator Mitt Romney. From there it grew. Then we brought the bipartisan group over, Congressman Josh Gottheimer and Congressman Tom Reed, and the problem solvers. And we kept growing from there, and we have more senators coming in. So we got input from every quadrant we could, possibly, in order to do what we did. But it took quite a while. The biggest hurdle we had is how much can we agree that we need as emergency? The Democrats were at 1, 2, 1, 3. Republicans were at 5 or 6. We couldn't move off of that, and it took us a while to say, let's look at the emergencies and everything that basically is going to run out of time in December and be nullified. I said, then people are going to lose their lifelines. We started putting all those figures together and came up with a 900 billion figure. That's where 908 came from. And I understand they're still at the 900, which we appreciate very much. I'm hopeful that we could help break that deadlock and be part of this. But there's so much more that has to be done. And there's so much more need out there that will need to be done. And we must all come together behind President-elect Joe Biden to make sure that we do it. And look at basically the need of America, not the greed of America. Trust me, if you're sending checks, everyone's in line. But if you're really getting to the people that are on the front line that need it. I've got people and they says, we've all said, we're not going to go home. We can't go home until we do something. Guess what? If we don't do anything, a lot of people don't have a home to go to this holiday season. They truly don't. They're being evicted. They're losing their lifeline. They're losing their shelter. Food assistance, my goodness. Think about all the people in need. Have you ever seen the lines of people that you've never seen before, that have never been to a food give out or a food bank or a food line? These are the things that we have addressed, and we addressed them in the most compassionate way. That's our job. I understand that our 4 corners are very close to the deal. I think it will be done. I know it will be done because we have to do it. Failure is not an option. So we're going to work very hard and continue to do that. But let me tell you, we have unemployment assistance, people who lost their job, food assistance, shelter assistance. We have small business debt relief. We have student loan forbearance. And we have so many other things that people are depending on us. We include $300 a week. I'm not sure what the final bill, I would say it'd be in that realm there. We had $13 billion for food assistance. We had SNAP benefits, helping people that are falling into that chasm of welfare that need help. $35 billion for health care provided. We had a 20% set aside for the rural hospitals and rural clinics. We had $16 billion for testing and tracing. I understand they're increasing that, which is needed. $12 billion for community development financial, $5 billion for emergency funding for substance abuse, prevention, treatment, and mental health services. $82 billion for education. $20 billion for basically higher education, $10 billion to support child care, $10 billion for broadband, including $3 billion for education distant learning, and $45 billion in emergency funding for transportation. So many needs that we have out there. We had a second bill too. I'm understanding that was a little bit more controversial, but I can tell you one thing, there was no controversy on the first bill, $748 billion, 100%. Democrats and Republicans all had input to make that happen. And again, I say the staffs have worked a yeoman's job over day and night for the last month, done a terrific job. Now, the state and local, I really believe, myself personally, there's a need, because I've seen the frontline workers and the amount of revenue that we might lose for people not to have those services that are essential. They're depending on them. We might lose them because the states or the localities don't have the revenue. So we've got to come back and address that. If we don't do it now, we have to do it as soon as President-elect Joe Biden takes over and look at it again to try to help those in need. And we will do that. So we've come together. We've come together. And also what we're saying is the money that the governors and everyone had left over, they're going to be able to have extensions on how that's used. And we have some direction. We want to make sure that the locals have some opportunities too. Some of the local communities and local municipalities or local counties did not get the revenue that they should have gotten in the first tranche of money. So we're hoping that is taken care of also. So all these protections that we've put in there, we're trying to help. We're trying to give a pathway forward to bring our economy back, to make sure that we're able to. But this is the product that got it going. And this is the group of people that made it happen. The bipartisan group that has worked day and night. And I can't thank them more. And I can't be more proud to be with a group that I consider true Americans that stepped to the plate and got something done when we didn't think it could be done. But again, Mr. President, I want to thank all of my colleagues, my Republican colleagues and friends, the Democrat colleagues who work so hard, and everybody who's going to benefit. And I think it can be a Merry Christmas. It can be a much more happier Christmas for sure when we all go home and look at our constituents and says we've done everything we can to get you through the most challenging time, which will be the first quarter of 2021. And this bill is an emergency bill that goes through April 1. Thank you, Mr. President. And I noticed, it's ready to go.